Alright, welcome back race fans to Forza Motorsport 7. This is our VIR round. We're actually got one lobby A, this week. We didn't have enough drivers, or not enough drivers showed up. So here you join us at VIR. We've got Trance here in the front in the Audi R8 and GS, followed up by Moose in second place in the Audi as well. I think those guys are tandem sharing everything, and they're fast. So this is the first time I'll be commenting for Lobby A, so it's going to be great. We're going to have a full lobby. We've got 22 total drivers, 11 in TCR and 11 in GS. So we're on the warm-up lap right now, as we see the guys going through the S's here, the roller coaster. We've got Penetic Squirrel in fourth place. Let's go through the list here. So we got Moose setting the pole time in first place. Then we've got Trance in second. We've got LMR Hybrid in third. We got Penetic Squirrel in fourth, RR Flight 602 in fifth place, Mr. Grimp in sixth place, 4Cam T-Bird in seventh, Bondacious in eighth place, Hooligan Heart in ninth, Unknown Hitman in 10th, and rounding out the GS field is Corporal Cole in 11th. In our TCR field, we've got DOR Yogurt in first place, Sedlum in second place, ORC Severius in third place, Wildman CB in fourth place, Sugar Story in fifth, ORC Yankees Fan in sixth, Naughty by Gamer in seventh, GTR Murginator in eighth, ORC Comet ninth, Patriot 01XXXXXXX in 10th, and rounding out the top of the TCR field is Chuckles 1989 in 11th place. So again, 22 total drivers, a full grid. Looks like the guys are slowing down now to kind of form up a little bit. So let's go on board with, I want to go on board with third place here. And I want to actually change this. Change camera. I like game cameras personally. All right, coming on the last couple corners here. Now they're forming up 2 by 2. So we've got 80-mile-an-hour start here, lined up. And it's really easy to go off and kind of mess things up now. So the guys got to be really careful as they come across the last or finish here. Let's look behind. A nice GS field forming up. And here we go. We're about to be going around. You see the start-finish line right here. And we're going in 3, 2, 1. They're ready to go. Here they go. Moose takes that inside right line, pole position. Hopefully Trance is going to try to pull around the outside. Got a little bit of Constantina, a little bit of slide on that curb. Looks like nothing nefarious. Ooh. Alright, a little tight start. Penetic makes the most of that and goes up into second place after Moose gets displaced a little bit on that curb. Looks like a little bit of lack of grip on the curb, as well as maybe a little bit of contact from behind, but nothing bad. This is the worst part of the race, obviously, and the most stressful for the drivers as they try to negotiate this really tight track. We mentioned in our pre-talk with the drivers, they can actually, really fly off the track in this, but one wheel off, literally one wheel, and it'll just suck them off into the nether regions here of VIR. It's quite hilly, slight undulation, and it's a lot of tight corners, tight, slow speeds and mid corner speeds with a big straight on the back here, which we're going to come up to here. They've also got a secondary start-finish right here on the left side that you'll see. Forza doesn't use it, but they do use it some racing at VIR. And that was Oak Tree corner, obviously, back there. It is missing the Oak Tree. Has for some years. Fell down in a big rainstorm. But they still call it Oak Tree. Coming down this fast straight here. Nobody's really gaining on each other. Into the hog pen here. So I wish Ghost was here. ORC Black Ghost has been to VIR several times. It's one of his home tracks he likes to go to. He's met a lot of the IMSA drivers there, so he can tell you a lot of history about the track and a lot of stuff that's going on with it. Here you go, we're completing lap 1 as we come across the start-finish line for the first time. Looks like we got a little bit of a gap here forming from the top 4. As Hybrid stays on board with that BWT livery. Mr. Grimp and Flight fighting behind. Looks like we still got some good racing between everybody. Pedantic goes a little bit wide and invites LMR Hybrid up the side, which he gladly accepts. That's going to be hard. If Pedantic is going to stay in there, be on the outside line, Hybrid has to give way. But nice racing between these top four right here. And they're not losing the pack yet. Expecting another couple laps, we'll start to do that. We've got them strung out a little bit more. Let's go down the field here. Alright, so we got a good battle between Flight and Mr. Grimp right here. Let's get on board with this a little bit. So Flight in the Audi R8 and Mr. Grimp in the Aston Martin. Oh, looks like somebody's off. Pedantic's off. Looks like in the front up there. Loses a position. One or two positions. I can't remember if he was second or third. So let's see if that gives Mr. Grimp a sniff as he sees him right in front of him now. So we got a straggling TCR towards the back there, possibly an off. I didn't see. I'll have to go. We'll check on TCR field in just a little bit. We'll get a couple laps with the GS field and kind of go through the orders. Talk a little bit about these drivers, the stuff that I do know. There's quite a few drivers here that haven't been fortunate enough to comment on because I've been in Lobby B's and I've been on a cruise to the Bahamas and Jamaica and everything recently. And then I got sick, got the flu. Everybody thought it was coronavirus. I was worried and I almost died. But that's another story. So here we go, come across and can start lap 4 for the drivers. Let's come back here. Let's see. So we've got a good bunching here. So we've got Hooligan Hard here, right on the back of 4Cam. Consistently inconsistent. Alright, I like that bumper sticker, Hooligan. So Hooligan, I noticed, we mentioned one of the races before. Very good driver, really good guy. Really like having him in the series. He's joined us now for the past couple series. And it seems like he suits this AMG really well, but I noticed that there's a lot of lockup on this car. So I'd be curious to find out, Hooligan, what's going on with your tune, or if you're just pressing, you know, too much pressure on the pedals, or what's going on, or brake pressure too high or something. But I noticed you do lock up a lot on that. So we'll see, looking coming in here as we go around the next couple corners. These are just light braking areas, but see there's a little lockup right there. It looks like the left rear locking up a little bit. Let's see if he does it again. Nope, no lock up there. 4 come up ahead there in the Camaro. That's the car I chose actually to drive in this series, and then just haven't been able to due to my cruise and due to everything else. So I'm commenting instead for this race series. So it's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. Bringing the content every week to you guys, or almost every week. Obviously I had to skip a couple weeks, but looks like Bondacious here and the Porsche Cayman coming up behind in the hog pen here. That Cayman should catch them pretty cleanly on these twistier sections, and then probably lose them a little bit in the straights. Although the Cayman's a lot lighter, it's a little more nimble, but the balance is still pretty good. We've got the ticker cross too, I like to point out with everybody, so I think I have it on loop data, so let's double check here. Yeah, I've got on loop data, so what that'll do is go through all the different metrics for you guys, so you guys can see time differences, you can see distance, and you can see the positions, obviously, and if they've raised the lower left we're looking at now. There's another little lock up there. Alright, let's look back here. Oops, hold on. We've got Unknown Hitman, we've got Cole in the back here. Let's go ahead to our TCR field really quick. Done a couple laps of GS. We got a lot of schmutz on that Hyundai. The Hyundais are pretty strong, although their Cerverius and the Alpha I think is pretty strong too. Sedlum in the other Alpha it looks like behind. So you hear the pop of that turbo from this Hyundai Veloster N series. So TCR are pretty fast through here too, especially the twisty bits right here. Coming through the roller coaster. So we got Yogurt maintaining his first, Cerverius in second, and who's that in third again? Sedlum in third. And then a little bit of gap here back to Yankees Fan. And Yankees Fan got company from Wildman right here. So I'm happy with a lot of the liveries, by the way, guys, that you guys have really put through. Again, I didn't really get to see a lot of the Lobby A ones, but Ooh, the liveries are really popping. Really looks professional. You guys did a good job with those. Let's check back here. Wrong way. Let's look at it from Wildman's view here. It comes around in that Audi TCR car. In this back straight. Let's see who's got the legs on this. I know I recently helped the last couple weeks before on one of my crews with the Honda balance performance because it seemed to lack a little bit. So we just changed things around a little bit, kind of changed the power and the torque curve, and I think it helped a lot. So much so that while I was gone, it looked like they needed to address it again on some of the tracks. So that is the nature of balance performance. We talk about it all the time. You know, the driver's skill plus the track and the car's individual skill at that track is really hard to predict. We never want anybody to run away with anything, so, ooh. Oh, we got off track? Oh, just barely saved it. So that was going off for a long time if Wildman had kept that on. So let's see, lost touch a little bit to a Yankees fan. And looks like Naughty by Gamer here in the Honda. And maybe spurred him on. He's got Morgan right behind him, and we've got a gaggle here. Let's look at this gaggle. Get on board with Chuckles right here so that we can have Morgan right in front. Oh, he's caught up to Naughty by Gamer quickly. And we've got ORC Comet and Trigger Story right behind, and the VWs, I believe, both in the VWs, if I remember correctly. So we got a Honda, we've got a Hyundai, we've got another Honda, and then two VWs all mixing up right here. Doing some hard braking here, let's see. The boys keep it all clean. Lap 6 right now of 30. As it looks like GS crosses the line up in front. Oh no, they're almost there. They're in the hog pen right now. The last part of the lap. So good to have Morganator back. He hasn't been able to attend all the races, but another good racer as well. Most of you guys know him from his channel. If you guys get a chance, please go check out his content on his channel, GTR Morganator. On YouTube, he puts up some great stuff, lots of his thoughts, and yeah, generally does a good job with his stuff on there. So make sure to check it out. I think Naughty by Gamer's doing a good job of holding him off right now. Ooh, as Morganator gets a little too much tire spin on that curb, it looks like, and allows Chuckles to pull alongside. So look how even these cars are, and you can tell that that drive, he almost gets a little side draft here, although we know drafting doesn't work in Forza. I think Chuckles is trying to squeeze him a little bit, make him think twice about hanging it right there. And he eventually does get the place. We're making her drop back one place with ORC Comet now. Looks like Chuckles almost ran over Naughty by Gamer there. So they should be able to understand. Oh, Naughty by Gamer's off. Oh, that's what you don't want to happen. Look at that. Free space is lost right there. Oh, coming into pits, and oh, I don't know. He might have just taken out somebody. Couldn't quite tell. We might have to go back there and see that. So it looks like he got off in the weeds there and it decided to turn it into a pit, or maybe he was always going to pit. I don't know, but it looks like he definitely cut across somebody. Let's see. That Patriot in the pits. Nope. So that Trigger Story maybe. Trigger Story just coming out of the pits. And Naughty by Gamer. Yeah, I wish I would have seen that or caught that and changed cameras. Naughty by Gamer is demoted now down, so you can see some damage on the front left. So the damage gets fixed, but it cosmetically doesn't get fixed. So you can see he hit on the left side going into that. He's got some damage on the right rear as well. That to me would totally indicate that he did cut across Trigger Story, and Trigger Story had nowhere to go, it looks like. That may be an incident we might want to look at. The drivers might want to record that. Alright, let's see where we got some battles here. Looks like we got the GS field. We gotta go the other way. Okay, so we got first place here. Who we got in first place? Unknown Hitman in first place? Wait, what? On the mini-map it shows him as number 1, but then shows him in 9th place. What? That's strange. Okay, now it's resetting back? Okay, that's weird. Okay, now it shows Trans in 1. Okay, so Trans is still in 1, followed closely by Moose and Alamar Hybrid for the lead here. Looks like they've broken away a little bit, and it looks like they've got Fanatic Squirrel in fourth still. So let's go on board with LMR Hybrid here, so we can see the battle in front, and we can kind of scroll back if we need to and look behind, but there's no pressure right now from behind. So Trent's with a slightly defensive line from his teammate Moose. Both these guys are extremely fast drivers. I think both of them, if I'm not correct, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think both of you guys did some of the Forza stuff recently with the competitions, and I didn't get a chance, I'm sorry, to see how well you guys did, but based on your racecraft and what I've seen, I think you guys probably did really well. So comment in there if you guys do see it, and let me know how you guys did. Let me know how the experience was too. I'm always interested to find out you know, how you guys deal with that pressure, you know, racing with some of the best in Forza. Curious to see about that. Let's see how they come across the line here. Let's see if anybody looks at, oh, Moose is off. Oh, but LMR Hybrid is going to come in anyway, so he puts in the pits, and it looks like he's about level with them when he comes in. So let's head back to, let's see, you've got gaps now forming. We've got Flight in the pits too. Alright, so let's go on board with Pedantic here as he comes out. Flight right behind, who just pit. And he can see Hybrid right in front of him there. We got some distances up above you guys can look at. So we'll do some of the cinematic cameras for you guys as we go through the race. That way you guys can see. I kind of prefer this one for battle, so I can go back and forth really easily and look and see what the drivers are doing, kind of what their inputs are. And I traditionally like to go through some telemetry, especially some of the top drivers, so you guys can see if you're trying to improve. One of the best things you can do is watch some of these drivers and just see the lines they're taking, see how much pressure they're putting in the brakes, see how much when they're getting on the gas. Obviously all those things matter big time. Nice wide line from Pedantic. Try to keep that apex speed. I think he missed the apex just a tiny bit, maybe lost a couple miles an hour coming towards the back straight. Flight right behind. Let's look and see if we can find a battle really quick. Let's look at this trio right here. Oh, so we've got Hooligan Heart here in between Hybrid and Unknown Hitman. So still a little bit of a gap here, not really anything worth looking at yet. Let's go. We've got two here, 13th and 14th in TCR. So this is, I think, first and second in TCR. We've got Yogurt in front, and then we've got ORC Severius in the bright Volt Lightning TCR livery, and the Alfa Romeo. And we've got a little bit of a gap here. It looks like he's got Sedlin for company in the back there. Alright, so now you can see on the mini-map on the left side we're spread out. People have begun to take pit stops. So we're kind of throwing the field back and forth through the loop here. We'll try to catch battles when we can see them on track. Looks like Cerverius catching up a little bit on Yogurt. They come across, they're going to finish, looks like starting lap 11 here pretty soon, or maybe lap 10. I think the TCR on the back half, I don't know if they've been passed yet with the pit stops playing out and everything. Okay, they're going to keep going for another lap. So let's see if we can find a battle here somewhere. Okay, we've got a trio I just saw up on the top here. Oh, I gotta go backwards. Okay, looks like we've got 5th, 6th, and 7th here. This might be Hooligan. And nope, this is actually LMR Hybrid. Foundacious in front with Trance. There you go, Trance coming up. So Trance did a pit stop. I don't believe... let's look up the... I want the damage one. Where's the damage one at? Player input, that's what it is. Okay, 92% fuel, so that tells me that he pit just a little while ago. And forgive me if we did see that, or if I was on it. Okay, let's turn that off. Let's go back to the map here so you can see. Oh, it catches up Bodacious big time on under the brakes there on Lumber Straight. So the McLaren's pretty quick in a straight line. Say the Bondacious in that came in a little bit more nimble, but we got an Audi right behind the Trans here catching up. So now we got a three-way. Bondacious decides that's his time to pit. Get out of there. Look at the speed of that Audi coming up on the McLaren. Let's see, he's going to try sweeper on the outside. The hybrid's going to maintain the inside defensive line, make him go the long way around. Nice and tight. Yeah, and the McLaren's able to power out with that. And both of these are mid-rear engine cars, so or mid-engine rear cars. So they're both going to have very almost the same characteristics here. They are different to drive, though. Obviously, and tuning is a little different. But they should be relatively on par and on pace, especially coming through these sections. Both drivers, very good drivers. Trent and Hybrid. Looks like Hybrid was able to put down the power and get on a little bit quicker than Trans coming through that first part of the roller coaster. Let's look forward here. Little lift there. He goes up and over his bump. Not afraid to use the curves. A little dab of brakes. A little dab here. And hug left. Yep. And nice and easy on the power. Trans again falling right behind. And it looks like, is that a Camaro up in front? A 4-cam, yes. 4-cam in view here. So the Camaro's got some good pace too. All the cars are pretty well balanced here in the GS, I think. We've seen some good battles throughout the season so far. But now we're seeing the top split with this one lobby. Again, 22 drivers, 11 GS and 11 TCR cars. So you got Moose with the best lap, 153.5 clean, it looks like. So that's a hell of a lap. As Moose is in, actually Moose is in the pits right now. Just saw his name pop up with a wrench there on the top ticker. Okay, let's jump on, let's see where we're at here. Fanatic Squirrel's been gifted the lead now because of the pit stop strategies, and he's coming up on TCR right now. Nobody behind him, so let's watch this pass really quick from Naughty by Gamer. Remember, Naughty had that incident, I think, a couple laps back. I believe himself and Trigger Story, well, I'll confirm with that at the end. So he's coming up fast. Just lift a little bit. Okay, nice and close with both drivers able to get through there unscathed. So that was a dangerous part to catch that TCR. But of course, each of these guys are in their own race and trying to move forward as quick as possible. So, yeah, nobody was really. They slowed down a little bit, but it wasn't a huge deal, I don't think. Like, we got somebody in front. Looks like a TCR car that he'll be catching. Fanatic will be catching, but let's look again at that car data. Alright, so 26% fuel left, 33% tire wear in the rear, and up to 48 in the front left. So Fanatic definitely has not pit yet. So let's stay on board with him for a second, because I bet you he's going to pit in the next lap or two. This Mustang really not fuel efficient. It's one of the reasons, actually it is the main reason why we had to do 2 mandatory pit stops with these hour races, because the Mustang was the only car that really couldn't make it. Let's see if he peels in. Ooh. Like juking us a little bit. He's going to go maybe for 1 or 2 more. You know, sometimes it depends on your strategy, but you definitely want to, I think in these races where you have simulation damage, you kind of want to, at least my view is, you kind of want to spread out your pit stops and kind of wait till the last minute, just in case you do have an incident. It might slow down the car, but you'll lose less time, and you'll have so you want to have an extra pit stop. There's 2 mandatory pits in this race. So it looks like he hasn't taken one yet. We're lap 13. Coming up on Morgan now. Again at the same spot as he caught Naughty by Gamer this last lap. Let's see how Morganator handles this too. Obviously not wanting to slow down, but seeing that GS is coming. So let's see what he does. Pulls off to the left, and it looks like I think he lifted just a little bit to let him get past quick and cleanly. That's the best strategy right there. You can see Morganator doesn't lose very much time. Kinetic Squirrel didn't lose any time at all. And he got past cleanly. You know, no wrecks and no dramas on either side. Let's check on, okay, 2nd and 3rd and 4th Second and third in particular are really tight. I bet, yeah, it's hybrid, and we've got, where did that pop up? Let me see that. Here, telemetry up. Oh, I don't have telemetry. That was weird. Okay, we want the map up. That's what I want to say. Okay, Moose behind, closely behind Trance and Elmar Hybrid. Look at the Audi. The speed of the Audi is amazing to me, actually. Could just be the tune, obviously, on this. But a lot of corners on this, so who knows how much downforce these guys have on there, too. Ooh, Elmar Hybrid goes a little bit deep, but really hard to pass. I think he's going to undercut him right here. Get better drive over the corner. Oh, Corporal Cole throws a wrench in that, though. And slow car. Thank you, Cole. Good job staying off on the left side there. Now, there's not much you could do. Looks like your car's in trouble, or you went off. But that allows Hybrid to maintain his... Looks like Panenic's on the right, coming into the pits there. Relinquishes the lead to Hybrid now. And I believe Hybrid's already pit, and I believe Moose and Trance have already pit. Coming up on 90 by Gamer here in a TCR field. Oh, our ticker went away. That's what happened. Okay. 1430. Let's see how many drivers we have. It looks like it just scrolled through. Hopefully, we haven't lost anybody. I haven't seen any major things that look like we disconnected anyone. Look at this, nice and tight through here. Got to exercise a lot of patience. Not much you can do with this. Not a big hammer, stuck kind of in the middle. Let's see what he does. He should pull off to the left there a little bit. Yep. Okay, Moose gets a great run out of that corner. Gives his partner a little bump traffic. Can't really get around right now. Lots of curb. A little dab of brakes here. A little dab going left. Looks like Hybrid got stuck behind Chuckles a little bit. Ooh. The Trance goes off a little bit. Allows Moose to go sweep all around the outside. Let's see if he completes the move. And he does. Chuckles held up LMR, so we're Hybrid, so we're going to get a 1-2-3 here. Oh, Chuckles decides to go, I don't know what that was. He should have just stayed left, Chuckles. Chuckles went to the middle and then looks like tried to go to the right for some reason. And Moose ran into him just a little bit. I don't think anything that was obviously nefarious. He was trying to get out of the way. But one of the things we always talk about in racing is the slower cars, just maintain your line. Just take exact line as you always would. Traditionally, I would tell you would stay to the left there coming off that corner because that's where your exit is. And then you move over to the right towards the end of the straight. So Chuckles just kind of throwing a little bit of excitement in with these guys and getting away a little bit. But again, I don't think anything bad. Nothing nefarious, nothing trying to hinder these guys. Alright, so LMR, Hybrid, and Moose now past Morganator, and now we've got Trance here coming up on them. Let's see where he catches them. Morganator should stay on the right side and allow... There you go, nice clean pass. A nice battle for the first, second, and third, halfway through the race laps now. A little over halfway, 15 laps complete with the leaders out of 30 total. But remember that last lap is a cool down lap and a data gathering lap. So let's go on board with first and second, and I'm going to give you guys a little break for me. So we're going to go to, let's go to Moose and let's go to the cinematic cameras, replay cameras. Take off the, no, let's leave the ticker on for you. No, the ticker gets in the way. Okay, let's take off the map while you guys enjoy the sounds of this top three racing here between LMR Hybrid in first place, Moose IG in second, and Trance IG in third right now. So guys, I'll be back in a second. Hey guys, I'm back. Just taking a little break. Trying to get something to eat really quick. It's hard to, and I'm sure you guys would appreciate me not chewing my hamburger while I'm talking on this. Looks like we've had a good battle here for the top three. Again, just like we suspected with Hybrid, Moose, and Trance, all going back and forth. Looked like a couple times when I caught the tail end of that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that battle. So just to mention too, guys, we also do some driver development and some schools training. Ooh, Hybrid nice and loose coming into the hog pen there. But a good time to mention, a lot of these guys are very willing, especially the ORC staff, but a lot of these guys that we've connected ourselves with, definitely willing to share any advice, any ways for you guys to get faster, tuning ideas, anything like that. So if you do get a chance, check out our website at orc.collect.wixsite, and you'll see everything that we have going on. We keep a lot of our chat in our Discord, so feel free to join that. It's listed down the bottom of our page of our website. So if you haven't joined already, feel free to join our Discord. There's a driver development tab in our Discord chat, so feel free to sign up. I think we're doing one tomorrow, if I remember correctly. That would be Monday night at... don't quote the time. I don't want to misquote you guys. Look on the at the time, and we'll be doing that tomorrow night. I think we're going through some driver development. We're going with threshold braking, and we're going through just different braking techniques, trail braking. All the different stuff you can do to do that, and then I think we're going to do some passing drills. So that should be fun. But anyway, a lot of these guys like to put in some time and effort to make everybody else and the community generally faster as well. So that's definitely what we're all about, what we're on board with, and why we kind of started this thing in the first place, was host some good races for you guys to look at and to compete in, as well as some driver development stuff, and hopefully everybody get faster. So that's always been our goal. So if you find yourself in the need and always wanted to learn, feel free to stop by, put in a request, and then we'll try to pick a good time and have as many guys and drivers that want to do it as available. We'll record that, and we'll try to link some of those to our website for future use. But let's get on board here. We'll go back to our game cameras. Game cameras, there you go. Okay, Hybrid, it looks like now, still on the inside defensive line, but I think he might lose out on this one. Let's see if he hangs it in there. Oh, the McLaren, great on the brakes. Is he going to go deep? No. Parks it right in, and that was a good defensive move. I thought. Who was that? Are we looking at Moose or Trance? Okay, Moose. I got to get used to the colors of the cars, guys. Sorry. Looks like Moose here had it done and dusted into turn one, but Hybrid good on the brakes, made him go the long way around, and therefore kept that position. So we're seeing some great racecraft here from Hybrid, Moose, and Trance in the top three, and we should have. Let's look at. Let's put the map back up. We should have. It's like Bananic and Fort still. Okay, we got a big gap for me now between the top three and now Bananic. Coming through a little bit of TCR traffic with looks like Flight behind. Can't quite see the gamer tag. Right behind Wildman, it looks like. So Bananic doing a really good job of maintaining that fourth place. I don't know. It looks like over the last couple laps he's lost a little bit of distance to the top three. So I don't think anything happened. It's just I think traffic and the nature of this course kind of spreads people out. So you guys let me know too. Also, what do you guys think about this track? What do you think of VIR at Forza? Do you think it's any good? Is this one of your favorite tracks? One of your nemesis tracks? It's definitely difficult. So I'd like to hear you guys' comments on that. So feel free to comment below. Tell me and go through your list. Tell me. I'm always curious to see what tracks people like. If they like speed tracks. If they like tight and twisty. If they like short track. What kind of drivers we have in the chat here or in the mix. Always interested to find out. Looks like Flight caught up a little bit on that with that little bit of wide entry from Pedantic, but Again, I think he's still pretty comfortable. He doesn't have to worry about defending yet. Hang on. Wait a minute, where did Moose go? Interesting. Where did... Oh, Moose now in 5th place? Like, I bet he just came out of the pits. Let's double check his car info. Let me check his damage. Yeah, okay, so Moose just came out of the pits. Got 1% and already 8% transmission damage. Oh, no, I just reset. Okay, so 0% damage, okay. He's gonna be concerned if he had 8% transmission damage and only lost 1% of fuel. So look at that transmission going up and... Oh, that's not the damage, I'm sorry, that's... Oh, that should be damage. You see that? It's weird. It went from 8 to 0 to 4. Now 0 and then back to 4 now. Great, Forza. Thank you so much for being so on top of your data. Stay on board with him just a little bit here. That whine of that. I think this says the V8 in this one, if I'm not correct. Might be the V10, I don't know. Let's see how he negotiates Trigger Story. Trigger Story staying nice and wide. Get him that apex. Don't run off. There you go, Trigger. Good job. Alright, so a lot of respect shown from Trigger Story there to the leaders. Okay, so Moose in 5th now after that pit sequence. So I'm curious to see how many pits they actually have. Let's try to find... Ooh, look at this gaggle right here. Actually, it's not a gaggle. They're actually coming up with TCR traffic, so... Perfect. We're on board with Bondacious right now, I think. Yep, Bondacious in this gray and aqua kind of colored Porsche Cayman. Passes ORC Comet and GTR Mergenator here. So watch the brakes of these TCR cars too coming in. And this is like this in real life. If you guys follow the IMSA series, the Michelin Pilot, or which is what this is molded off there actually, you'll see the same thing. You'll see the top TCR drivers can actually drive around the GS drivers on this track. Even with the big long straights, they can catch back up again and kind of catch them in the twisty bits. So you got somebody in the pits on the right side there, Yankees fan and Trigger Story in the pits there. So they're going to come out in a nice battle actually. But tires will be a little... let me get to it. Okay, looks like we got Severius in the lead of TCR now, just past Yogurt. I don't know when that pass took place. Let's see the relative strength here of the Alpha and the Hyundai. Both cars, I think, pretty comparable on top end, and looks like the way they tuned them, both drivers have tuned them kind of according to this back straight. Yogurt, though, really good on the brakes, looks like. A little bit of tire spin, of course, front wheel drive cars on both of these, so that turbo spools up and you get a little bit of tire smoke on exit, trying to get that gas laid down. Tight line from ORC Severius. Car looks really stable though, as well as Yogurt's too, so. Okay, so first and second now in TCR. So we've got ORC Severius in first place. We got DR Yogurt in second place. Let's see, we've got Wildman CB in the Audi in third place. Sedlum in fourth. ORC Comet in fifth. Chuckles in sixth. Trigger Story in seventh. ORC Yankees Fan in eighth. Naughty Bay Gamer in ninth. And GTR Mergenator in 10th. And did we lose? I still haven't checked to see if we lost anything. Let me look at the ticker up ahead. So we had 22 drivers in the race, and let me see, Mergenator's in 20th right now. But showing 0. Didn't look like we lost anybody. Let's check on board here with Patriot. Okay, so Patriot's in last in TCR right now, or 11th place in TCR. So good news is he'll get 11th place points. The advantage of having less drivers show up is that everybody got in the lobby. Ooh, flight runs really wide right there. It's like a little bit of grass cutting. Ooh, Penantic coming up through there too. Flight. Oh. Really wide line. Let Pedantic and Flight resume their battle for first and second place in GS, looks like. But almost took him out of the weeds there a little bit. Sounds like this car is sick. Let's look really quick at damage. Let's see what we got going on here. I don't see anything. There's that transmission damage going up and down again, which is interesting. So it looks like there's some kind of Forza glitch right now that's showing tranny damage. So again, I'm not quite sure how accurate anything is then. It makes me call into question anything that I'm looking at. So we'll just won't even bother with damage anymore. Okay, so we got Patriot in 11th. And Corporal Cole actually in 11th in GS, I believe. So he must have had some run-ins. It does look like he's got a good amount of damage on the back of this car. Actually, and this is a good time to check in with Cole's livery. We always look at his livery. So I think he's got a Hot Wheels Fire in the front and cold tires. And in the rear there was some ice. Not a bad livery, Cole, thank you. And looks like he's got Cole. Is it cold again or cold? It was Cole, like C-O-L-E, like his name, but because he's changed his gamer tag several times. But obviously running the Camaro, this car is awesome. That's why I particularly chose it. I love the sound of it, and it looks awesome in this series. So looking forward to guys coming up here pretty soon. We'll be doing a couple one-off endurance races with ORC. So we'll do a couple 2-hour events. We're also going to be partnering with SRN, or Sim Racing Nation boys, with their Trans Am series, Historic Trans Am, coming up here pretty soon. So again, check our Discord under external announcements for that page, and you can check out the SRN page and race with some of the boys you see here. It looks like we're going to have good turnout. We're going to kind of set up a co-race with them, although it will be mainly run by SRN. So we're just kind of giving some shout outs to them and helping them develop that series and get a little more people involved. Hopefully I'll be doing some commentary on that as well. We'll see if we can get one of the SRN boys who's not racing or won't be involved to see if we can comment some of the races with me. As well, we've got 7 more laps of this race here, and we're going to be winding down here, and I'd like to talk to the leaders and get an interview with them, so we'll see if we can do that. Not promising anything, but that's what I'll try for, okay? So, let's head back up here. See who's in the lead right now. We've got Flight in the lead right now in the Hawk Audi R8, number 28. A little bit of damage on the front there. And he's actually got a fairly substantial lead between Hybrid. So Hybrid and Moose still going at it left and right. So that would indicate to me that maybe Flight has to do another pit stop still. And this might be our true leaders right here because they have been up in the front. If I didn't get any wrecks or anything like that, I might have missed something. It would explain why Flight's up ahead, I don't know. So again, we won't know till the very end of the race, just due to the way that Forza doesn't show you kind of everything. I want to see like pit stops, done stuff like that, but I can't see that till the end. Alright, coming around here, the last 2 corners before the big straight. Really important to get a really tight line on this and get on the power as soon as possible. Use a lot of that curve, as you can see both the drivers do there. Now watch this Audi. It seems like Moose is tuneless Audi for a little bit more top end than the McLaren. But relatively on pace, as far as driver skill and everything else, seems pretty close with these guys. Here comes the Audi, just a little bit creeping in, but not enough room, to really make something happen. Nice tight line here. Ooh, a little bit on the curb from Moose behind there. Ooh, showing a drifting clinic right now, Moose. Look how much slip angle Moose puts into that car on some of these corners. Ooh, goes a little bit wide. Looks like didn't losing too much time actually. That was lucky. Again, you can drop a line there, and if you're not paying attention, man, you could be way off on that on the right side there, where we're looking at now, the right side up against that Armco, way in the far distance. But Moose did a good job of holding that and kind of keeping on throttle, not being worried about it, and just relatively easing it back on. All right, so let's go with flight here. So let's look up from, okay, there's the lap differences. Yeah, so flight is the leader right now, 900 to 1,000 feet ahead of hybrid. Fanatic in 5th, 4Cam in 6th, Brent in 8th, 7th and 8th, Unknown Hitman, Hooligan Heart, Yogurt. Then we got the TCR field there. So interesting. Curious to see how this plays out. 25 lap 25 right now by flight, because they count, when it says laps up there, it only counts the leader. So we're definitely coming down towards the latter half of this race. Field spread out across the whole track. You can see really right now there's a big gaggle here coming around turn 1. But let's go look at some of that and see. Okay, this should be a good battle between 4th, 5th, which is, yeah, Pedantic. Just passing some TCR traffic. Is that Trance? Okay, sorry. Still trying to get used to your cars, boys. Oh, we got Trance right behind Pedantic. So some damage on the back of that R8. Not on the front, it doesn't look like. So we get some help from behind, it looks like. But so Pedantic being reeled in just a tiny bit on the straight, but able to maintain enough distance there. Looks like the IG boys really tuned up their Audis really well and are able to get a good amount of speed and balance out of this car. Oh, nice line from Trance there coming in. You can see, I think these guys, their driving style, both Moose and Trance, prefer a lot of slip angle coming in some of these corners. So they can get on the power, I think, a little bit earlier that way, just by positioning that car a little bit sideways. You know, nothing to lose them a lot of time. A little bit of sparks there. Hope it gets good drive out of that corner. Let's see if Pedantic can hold on. They both give each other space. Really nice racing, gentlemen. Pedantic just keeps his head. Let's see. Nice and twisty stuff again. So my bet is that if Trance is able to stay this close as they exit, the last Oak Tree corner, that he'll be able to pass Pedantic with that little bit extra grunt or top end speed. Although the grunt of the Mustang and the just pure displacement it has on corner entry. Oh, Pedantic goes off. Dang, I was looking forward to watching that develop. So possibly it looks like he. Okay, let's go back to him. Let's see if he hit the wall. Oh. Oh, Cindy's. Oh, man. Pedantic. That was going to shape up to be a good battle towards the end there. Let's see if you've got any damage here. Again, can we trust Forza? I don't know. I don't see any damage on there. 82% fuel. He's lost it coming in that the roller coaster section. Really easy to do. So unfortunately, you guys were shaping up that really good battle there. So Trance gets let off the hook there. Okay, so now we've got Flight in 3rd. So now I want to see. Yeah, 95% fuel. So exactly as we predicted, Flight was ahead on laps, but not on strategy. So he's now relegated back to. Now we're going back to a 3rd place, Moose and Hybrid in front. Let's see. So we should have, yeah, our tight. Actually, let's go on board with Moose. Yep. All right, Moose and Hybrid now for the lead of the race with 3 laps left or 2 laps left in the race. Watch him come through the roller coaster here. Coming up on slower GS traffic. So let's see. It's Corporal Cole. So I know Cole. He'll definitely stay out of the way of these guys. Yep, just takes his normal racing line, lets them pass cleanly. All right, let's see. Let's watch the launch on this. Both of the guys get it really clean. A little more stable from Trance behind in this black and white and yellow. Audi R8. the punch of that corner seems like they both get off really well, and then the outage has a little more top end. So Hybrid knows that, and he's been doing a great job of keeping the lead and keeping defensive lines, not making very many mistakes, and just making Trance and Moose, you know, having to drive at his pace. So let's see, he's got a couple more laps yet. So let's see how he holds it together. Nice and easy the last corner here. A lot of curb. Oh, look at this run he's got. Hey, Hybrid goes defensive very early, which is good. Let's Trance know that he's got to go the long way around. Now, we've seen this before between Hybrid and Trance and Moose. So let's see if he can sweep her on the outside. Oh, he does this time. Oh, let's see if he goes wide. Yep. Oh, a little bit of contact. So it's always a crapshoot when you run these races in Forza, whether you're going to get the Forza Velcro, we call it, or if you're going to get the Forza ping pong effect. So it kind of looked like that was more the Velcro style, which is what we want over the ping pong, because otherwise it just, you know, it literally pongs you off and into the weeds, and then you're done, which would be bad. So I'd rather have a little bit of Velcro. Sometimes you have to let off the gas like a lot, especially in a corner like that where Hybrid was on the outside, or allowed Hybrid to come up back on the inside, Trance on the outside. You get stuck together, one's turning right, you know, both trying to turn right, but the cars kind of force each other to turn left. Oh, good run for Trance out of there. Hybrid's going to park it on the inside there, right in the middle of the road. Let's see if he can do the undercut. He's going to take a really wide line, try to drive quicker. Hybrid wasn't forced into a really shallow line, but now we're going to see the difference between the straight line speed of Hybrid and that McLaren. I think it's 570S, if I remember, or 650. It's one or the other, right? He stays nice and defensive. Let's see if Trance can fit it around. Ooh, nice space. A little bit of wide on the brakes, and Trance gets the move done. And the hog pin. Very nice driving from Hybrid as well. Recognized he was there and not cut off his nose there. Very easy to do sometimes in these races. Keep that edge in front. Now we've got Trance with coming up to lap 29 here. So the last racing lap. And Trance is in front with Hybrid behind. I'm sorry, Moose. I keep saying Trance. I'm sorry, Moose. Trance is back in fourth. And we got Flight solidly in third, it looks like. You know, nothing really going on with these. You know, top 1 and 2 are right with each other. 3 and 4 separated by a little bit. Fanatic Squirrel in 5th is just kind of off on its own. Same thing with Mr. Grimp in 6th. Oh no, actually, sorry, Grimp in 4 cam. Let's check out this battle really quick. These guys are towards the end of the laps here. We got Mr. Grimp in front. So then we got 4 cam here in the Camaro wanting to catch up with that Aston Martin. Let's see how this rubber man's back and forth. So we'll have to come back to these guys because I do want to see Moose and LMR Hybrid over this last lap. Moose opened up a lot on that lap actually, so let's see. Good drive from the McLaren right here, yep. Nice and stable on power. So again, guys, after the race, we'll see if we can join on to the festivities here and see if we can get these guys on comms and see if we can talk to the driver and see from their perspective what happened, how the race went, how was traffic. Hey, Moose up the inside of Naughty by Gamer. Naughty trying to stick it in there still, which is interesting. So Naughty really, oh, I think he opens up just at the last second. Okay, that gave Hybrid a little bit of run on it, but we're not coming to lap 30, so they're going to cross the line right now. So it looks like Moose is going to take the win, followed closely by LMR Hybrid. And let's check on Flight here. Should come across over the line yet? Okay, Flight coming to the line right here in a solid 3rd place. Good job, Flight. Comes over the line right now. Okay, we got Trance in 4th place here. Can't just crossing the line. Fanatic Squirrel in 5th, just behind. So you can see the gaps and distances over this hour race and 30 laps, or 28 race laps, is not that big. So you see the guys parking off in the front there in line. Mr. Grimp here in 6th place. Let's see if he can finish it out. Last corner, he's got 4 camper company. Mr. Grimp in the Wonder Bread livery. It looks like 4Cam is going to be just a little shy to overhaul him in 6th place. We got 4Cam T-Bird in 7th place. Oh, we got Boundacious in the Cayman coming around the last corner here, with Unknown Hitman and the McLaren right behind, that green McLaren. So these guys are going to cross it respectively in 8th and 9th in GS. And then we're going to have Hooligan Heart in 10th place here. Locking up. Coming around the last Hogpin corners here. Into the last little section here. I like the sound of this AMG. Last corner, Hooligan, good job coming home in 10th place. And then we've actually got a gap here, so it looks like Corporal Cole probably had a little bit of trouble here. We got ORC Severius and Yogurt here battling it out. What should be the last lap, really close between the TCR drivers. I mean, look at the gap between us after 28 race laps and after roughly an hour of racing. That's ridiculous to have these guys this close. Same thing with the front guys in GS. Again, not knowing what happened to some of those races, if there was incidents or something happened. But hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to these guys as we finish out the rest of this race here. So TCR is still circulating, and I believe we've got Corporal Cole. I don't know when he's going to finish. We'll have to see. So alright, so guys, I'm going to go off comms, leave this really quick so I can set up a quick chat with our leaders, Moose, Hybrid, and Flight. So I'm going to get on board with them really quick. So hang on for me just a second, guys. Alright guys, so a little bit of a jinking and juking with my audio cables, but that's the race for today for VIR. Looks like round number, I'm trying to remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, round number 6 of the ORC Michelin Pilot Challenge. Looking forward to Laguna Seca next weekend and Road Atlanta the weekend after that. And then we're going to, like I said, SRN. We're going to their historic races, Trans Am races. So look forward to that, guys. Thank you always for joining. Please let me know any comments, any questions. If you guys want to join ORC, please feel free to check out the website. Again, it's online racing, collecT.wixsite.com. Go check that out and join our Discord to get involved in the conversation. I am ORC Speedy Jab. I've been your host and main commenter for this. And thanks so much for joining us. Have a good night.